Yes. Okay, sounds like we're back. So there are some great questions there. I'm going to try to remember them because we're now flying through these things. Um, Small bet size and large moves is really how you win. And I think that is a function of time. That's why I trade day bars versus intraday bars. I would like to see a move that lasts a week, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, not 5 minutes. Because as a 5 minute bar trader, I can have a loss more than equal to my gain and quite a bit larger than my gain. So I want to try to catch a really big move in the market every now and then. I think that's how the money is made. So small bets is really what it's all about. But somebody asked about position sizing. Well, that's an individual thing. And let me show you my formula on that. I'm certain you've all seen Albert Einstein's formula, E equals MC squared. Einstein must have been a commodity trader, stock trader, because he gave us the formula. It's right there. This is a formula for you. It may be different for me, but it's different. It is a formula for you. And it's this. M is money. C is the contracts in your account squared. Those two things, the money you have and the number of contracts, equal your emotions. So your emotions are not a function of the market. They're a function of the amount of money you have and the bet size you've made. So if you're too emotional about the marketplace, it's got nothing to do with soybeans or whatever you're trading. It's got to be you. You need to determine where your emotional point is, where you say, I can't handle it, I can't think straight, I can't even respond to the markets. It's different for everybody. I know where mine is. If I have a loss of $30,000, $40,000 with my percentages, I can live with that. But much above that, that's my comfort pain. It diminishes, and that's based on the account side. So you need to determine that for yourself. And if you're not following E equals MC squared and betting big, then you're going to have a whole lot of problems with yourself. My son's a psychiatrist at Johns Hopkins. He has a book out you might want to read called Mastering Market, Your Mental Market or something. You can get it on Amazon, Dr. Jason Williams, where he interviewed a lot of very successful traders to see what they have in common. And we did find there's a lot of things successful traders have in common that then you can also seek out yourself to develop those personalities on your own. Trend. Trend is the law of the market, and trend is gravity. Is there nothing that is consistent in any market? It's a question. Yeah, there are things that are consistent. Absolutely. Markets are driven by fundamental conditions. They go from down here to up here because of fundamental conditions. They move like this along the way because of the emotions of the day. That's where technical analysis comes in. And there are a lot of things that are consistent in technical analysis. Momentum, trend, is one very consistent factor. I just Okay, how about now, Lori? Can you hear me now? Okay, we're back. Good. Okay, so let's look at trend a little bit. And we can do that. All profits are a function of time, no profit. Trends persist. It's a magnet, it's a gravity. But if you're not a successful trader day trading, I think it's largely a function of time. You should expand your time frame out because at the end of the day, you're done. You're out of there. You can't do anything. And you just have stacked the deck against you. You can never catch a large trend move because at the end of the day, you're toast. There are only two types of trading, really, trend following and anti-trend, or a combination of the two, and I'm kind of a combination of two. I like to determine a large trend move and then buy anti-trend moves within that trend, a larger trend move. How do you measure trend? I'm going to show you that in a moment. Here is a very simple trend mechanism, this purple line that you see. So this can give us some insights about the trend is up here. This is a weekly chart of the bonds. And so I know I'm in an uptrend in here. I want to be taking buy signals. Cross below that line, I want to be taking sell signals. Cross below here, I want to take sell signals. Yes, that is Jason's book, Metal Engine Trading. Now we can get insights into the trend. We're now looking at Apple. Remember we saw that we had a cyclical forecast for a high in Apple here. The green line that you see is a measure of accumulation and distribution in the marketplace. I think markets trend probably 50% of the time, trading ranges the other 50% of the time. But we can get an idea that this market is going to trend to the downside because look, the professionals started distributing in here while price went higher. If you're looking at just price is so deceptive. Don't look at price. Look at the underpinnings of price. You saw in this round, there's no real buying, the market comes down. Just as over here, look at the strong accumulation coming in here, much stronger than price action. Or over here, again, we saw price making a new high. Wow, that looks bullish, but we're lower here than here. This particular index we're looking at is my insider's accumulation. It's a measure of how smart money buys and sells on a daily basis. I've also done an index called POVI, price, open interest, and volume, all under one indicator. This is my newer work, which is insider accumulation index. And so that can tell you, oh, now, should I get a trend line break signal here or whatever, much more set up for a significant trend change for the market to start to trend. Here's the bonds. You can see bonds are lower here than here. Accumulation is higher here than here. The market rallies. Made a new high in bonds up here, not in accumulation. The market declines. Yes, they did invent percent R. 1965, that was before somebody were born. This is, again, a trend following mechanism. This is our will trend. It's in TradeStation. I think it might be a free indicator, I don't recall. And you can also look at Wells Wilder's volatility stop. It's a great index. How to explain percent R. Sure, you got a couple days, at least 5 hours. We'll be talking about that in the purple line is the trend change indicator. And here we see on an intraday basis, this is bonds on an intraday chart, again, where we're measuring trend with a volatility approach in the marketplace. Is there anywhere in your writing where we can find more of the day of the week trades like Thursday, crude oil, et cetera? You know, in my seminars, we get more into that, I think. There might be some in my book on long-term secrets of short-term trading. There's a new issue of that book out, so it might be in there. And I've written enough stuff. I don't recall all of them. Oh, the patterns that we're trading, real trading with real money in TradeStation, the automatic traders use a lot of that type of stuff, like the Goldman roll. The Goldman roll is a little different now that we see that the long-only commodity funds are not as big of a player in the market anymore. A lot of them given up. The Goldman roll is not as significant as it once was. What do you read? I don't read much of anything. I don't read the Wall Street Journal. I try to stay away from news because I've developed some indicators. I follow my indicators. I'm really not a smart guy. I don't know what the economy's going to do. So I try to be a trader and trade what's in front of me as opposed to all the other stuff. Books, the best book I think ever written is one called Zurich, like the town in Switzerland. Zurich Axioms, A-X-I-O-M-S. Not going to tell you to buy tomorrow, just a book that's chock full of wisdom. each page just drinks wisdom off of it. Is my AD indicator similar to money flow? Yeah, except I'm looking at professional accumulation, insider buying, blood markets with respect for cycles and seasonals. Frankly, I think they all look pretty good. I thank you, Abner. You're very kind. Well, there's just too many questions coming in for me to even read at this point. The bonds symbol in trade stations US, I don't use Genesis any longer. I'll never use Genesis again. Their bond symbol was other than what we have at trade station, which is US. What will signal gold will go up? Short-term trend lines. Short-term trend lines are just great stuff. Well, I think we've kind of come almost, not quite to the end of it, probably. Well, we do have a money management app with all my money management stuff there. It's free. If you go to lwucalc.com, you can get that app for free, and it'll tell you everything, how it is money management, etc. And ireallytrade.com is our website. The only thing I do is my once a week commentary, which is Larry TV. It's $25 a month. We do it 4 times a month. Occasionally I'll take a week off, but not often. And that's where I tell you what I think is going to happen in the coming week, talk about my trades and what I'm looking for. Please give me one last forecast. Yeah, long-term forecast. You want to buy stocks probably September 2014 for that 2015 move. On a shorter term basis, the grains are going to have one hellacious bull market this year. Timing's not here yet, though it's coming a little later. You look for a seasonal low point for that. Ooh, that's it. Is that enough, guys and gals? I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't wear you out too much, but thank you very much for being here. And look forward to seeing you guys again. Check out my indicators. They're all now at TradeStation. And you can read more about how to use them at ireallytrade.com. Thank you, and good luck and good trading to all of you.